talking to me. I've got my own shit going on, and I don't have time to abuse you. You knew that when you talked to me. So because of that, you have no attraction. And no offense, I feel the same way about you. I can't give you and the stimulus, the negative toxic stimulus you need as a whole. And I felt so bad because there's so many bad things that I meet. Incredible dads. Incredible. They're so much better than the slag, beautiful women. These men would make these other. These men would make these women so much happier if they had made choices based on reality rather than how they felt or the guy's astrological sign or whether or not he had good vibe and good energy. But they had actually looked at who the man was and actually maybe had a male friend or maybe like a grandma come in, look at the relationship and be like, yo baby, that's a bad. Come to Uncle Mike. Hey, Mike, should I date this guy? I'm looking at like, okay, NFT, crypto specialist. Okay, let me see here. He put entrepreneur in his bio, part-time male stripper. Oh yeah, baby, you should definitely go out there. What the fuck do you think I'm gonna say, bro? It's so crazy. Other women keep telling me about female intuition. These women are ideal. It's not that. I'm not even mad. I understand that it's an evolutionary mismatch between men and women. But where did this all come from? It goes back to the whole Dr. Reed. It came from social media, giving women unrealistic expectations on who they can get to commit. Not who they can get to them. Who they can get to commit.
I think it's a real interesting topic because, and I heard you in the studio right before we started this, and I heard you on the coaching. I also think this, and you've given me perspective about this, so like, I'm guilty of this. I think this path that men have taken down breeds misogyny, but it also breeds victim.
Yes.
Yo, I heard you going off about this, but how do guys like us women don't like it, right? What's that?
13%. 13. My audience. No, I'm sorry. No, it's 70%. My audience is 83% men and 17% women.
Well, interesting. Anyway,
yeah.
But my point is, how do guys if they get victim or talk to guys?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Yeah, I just got off my call. I've had several clients that have suffered from clinical depression. Now, I know there's that quote in the tape saying that depression isn't real. He doesn't believe on it. And by the way, that's actually a useful mentality to have because what it does is it causes you to take action first before going to therapy and being prescribed a pharmaceutical medication in order to help your body. It's better.
I don't think that.
That's fine. But like, we're going back to the path that Andrew was describing, it's a bit reductive, obviously. I think he means it. Obviously, there are people who have clinical depression. If you ever dealt with somebody who has just a genetic disposition for being depressed, it's very difficult. There are treatments for it. One of my favorite treatments I've ever read about is behavioral activation therapy in comparison to cognitive behavior. Cognitive behavioral therapy has behavioral activation therapy inside of it. And they tried behavioral activation therapy, which is basically take better behavior, better habits to cause you to get out of depression. Behavioral activation therapy by itself was actually more potent than the cognitive behavioral therapy, which means in order to get over your sadness, you need to take action. Someone should make a course for men about taking action. What a crazy idea. I got the whole idea for this course by coming to the stark realization that I had never seen a human being with a basketball in his hand. I've never seen it. Never. When you take action, then the depression, at least temporarily, or maybe permanently, does go away. And there's tons of data supporting what I'm saying. I'm not trying to minimize people who are going through clinical depression. That's the case. Now, for those of you who are not going through clinical depression, you're not depressed. You're just depressed.
What the hell was that?
You have no gratitude for the situation. Please look up the places in Managua, Nicaragua, and trash. Just like anything where you think like a landfill of trash. There's people living in this trash. People living in the trash bin because they cannot find it. Okay? You have nothing. You're just there. I'm not talking about those of you who have clinical depression. I'm talking about the rest of you who just feel this warm blanket of victimhood is terrorist. Okay? There's people who live in Africa right now who do not have access especially any of you who lives in ABC, Australia, Britain, Canada, or anywhere else, you have no excuses. It's incredible how ungrateful. So I want to let you know, just in case nobody else is willing to tell you all the time. You're not correct. You're certainly not a victim, and you're not special. You're just a victim. That's all it is. You're just a victim. That's it. And it's not even your fault. You were taught to have a participation trophy when you were growing up. You actually had a cell phone before you went to puberty and taught you how to do it. A lot of it, I always think, is your fault. But we're past that. Now we're trying to people think that narcissism and having a big ego is, I'm better than everyone. I'm superior. The rules don't apply to me. I'm special. That's one form of big ego, like the narcissistic delusion ego. There's another one, and that's the one that me and my coaches, Tristan, deal with every week, and that's the guy who's the victim. Having a victim mentality is just as massive an ego as having the narcissistic. Exactly. So here's the thing. Hey, Michael, I put you in trouble. You're going to reject me. You're going to reject me. You work for everyone else. Just things don't work out for me ever. Oh, you're different from everyone. You're special, bro. They should have scientists come out here and study it. So it's special, bro. That's no, you're not special. You're just a victim. Exactly. You have no gratitude for your situation. That's all that's happening. You're not special either way. And so the victim mentality is just really, if you were to measure the weight of viscosity of the ego, the narcissistic ego and the victim ego have the same density. They're just as big as you. And so what happens is when you come to me, you only take action, right? It's just like if you go to Marine Corps boot camp, they're going to tell you how to put an M16 together, or an M4. They tell you how to put an M4 together. When they tell you how to put an M4 together, if you talk to your MTI, your military training instructor, drill sergeant, and you say to him, drill sergeant, this doesn't work for me, he will smack the, well, they used to do it. They would have smacked the at him for saying that this doesn't work. It does work. You just need to stop being a and do the thing the way that everyone else does. This is why so many people with victim mentalities hate my course. They go kicking and screaming in my course because they know if they take action, they're going to get the same results as everyone else. Guess what you lose when I 10x your business and get you a beautiful girl? Guess what you lose? You know what you lose? You can't listen to me, follow in my directions and still be a victim. My father was killed by a drunk driver named Astrid Paulson in 2006, and she couldn't make me a victim. So you sure as can't make me a victim. I choose to not be a victim, okay? So now, your victimhood means nothing to these guys. Go, yeah, Michael, but there's just one other thing, and I'm like, there's one other thing I'm worried about. I'm like, bro, I don't care what you're worried about. Everything you tell me you're worried about is some make-believe nonsense that hasn't actually happened. Again, let me make this caveat again. Those people suffering from actual PTSD, people suffering from actual depression. I'm not talking about clinical depression. I'm not talking to you guys. Maybe this speech will help you, but you also need additional professional help. I'm talking about the other middle deviation, 68 to 27% of you who are not suffering from depression, or 1% of others. You guys need to understand you feel sorry for yourself. And by the way, I'm going to call my own time because Tristan sees me. It's happens to most. I'll be dating a girl, have an incredible time with her, and end up having a Bible study with like 2 girls at the same time. And unbelievable. Companies can make record-breaking numbers. They're going to last a lot of record number of people. I'll have an incredible time. And then there'll be a party I'll see on social media, and I wasn't invited, and I'm like, Mom, I'm so sad. Like me to the party. Like I personally 3 different Halloween costumes. I got 3 different Halloween costume competitions this week. And then some people were at a block party downtown with Diplo, and I was like, oh, and like there's
the other day too when I was out 20 years.
Yeah. I am calling my own shot. My life is incredible because I made it incredible. And there's several times where I'm getting included in something and I just, the funny thing is, I'll talk to the guy who did the party and I'm like, yo, bro, I sent you the invitation. I just missed it. I want you there. It's so wild the way this works. So again, I'm going to explain to you guys gratitude. Say, hey, Michael, I'm going to make more money. Gratitude. Michael, I want to date so beautiful. Gratitude. Michael, cockroaches scatter. The cockroaches are victims. So you shine the light and the cockroaches scatter. You take your gratitude and you shine it on your victims. When you do so, you remove the victim. But it's hard. It's not a victim. It's special. You know what my favorite is? Flat earthers are victims. Basically, often they're like second son. Whatever. Got all the attention from mom and dad or whatever the fuck happened.
Damn.
And they feel jaded. The world didn't turn out the way I wanted. I didn't make this money. All this kind of stuff. And they have this massive victim mentality. And then this flat earth thing comes along. And then they're like, oh my God, I belong to this group and I can date people in flat earth. The flat earth is, I used to think flat earth was like, I never took them seriously. You guys want to see my interview? I've done 5 flat earth debates, and I had one of the former flat earth, the biggest flat earthers come on my show. The reason why I keep doing the flat earth stuff is because it's objectively not true. So when you debate, you're debating objective truth versus objective not true. So I think that's really interesting. But when you get to know these people, you realize they found a safe place, safe covering hole, a safe warm blanket of victory, even in a group of people who know better than you know. Traditional education, you're a sheep. You actually they put a human through the Van Allen belt. Yes, another one. The Van Allen belt is not producing radiation, it's reflective. You don't know anything. You don't know the escape velocity of the Earth. You don't know anything. You just know the victim. That's all it is. So this victim work is what
getting guys in the MOA, because you know I do often the initial
Damn.
guys is their victim. Like I just hear it's something.
Need a medic!
Okay, like
Yeah.
I didn't say this to the guy immediately, but I was on a call 2 days ago, and he gets some. And this guy, this guy's successful. He's like 44, 45, whatever it is. And he kept saying to me like on the call, like, yeah, like women are like this. The girls that I want to date, they act like this. They want these certain type of guys. Obviously, very famous. They want them.
Somebody help me out. We won this.
All transactions. Just want to ride the carousel, metaphorically, and that's all they want. They just go on me, and I'm like, no, bro. I hate to break it to you. Unfortunately, this will not make you feel any better about working with Michael, but they treat you this way. They're not like this. They're like this with you. They're not like this with me. They're not like this with Michael. They're not like this with any of our clients. They're like this with you. Because yes, while we have been lied to, and while there's a lot of false propaganda, at the end of the day, you're still taking the wrong actions that are rewarding you with the wrong results. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few other things, like your reticular activation system. Like when you go to the club, you notice the pretty girl. If that's the only girl you notice and she's always in the VIP with the drug dealer, then you start to associate hot girl with drug dealer. All hot girls are transactional. That's what you do. If you do like me and you throw several different charity events, you meet amazing women. And by the way, there's also been several women in my life who laugh. They come over to my place, they'll laugh hysterically about how much money they take from men while hooking up with me for nothing, for no money. That happens all the time. And I've said this a million times and I'll continue to say it. Every one of you who compensates a woman for her attention, I need you to know that she is additionally having sex with another man for free. Every one of you. And she's laughing to that man about it. When you guys leave dinner together, she's taking that food in the dinner and putting it in a box, and she's taking it over to her other stud that she actually has sex with because she has genuine desire for him, and she feeds him food while he's playing Grand Theft Auto 6. This is the way it works. Yes, women are transactional. With you, bro. They're with you. And the part that really makes me mad is when we have guys on here explaining to
I'll be right back, chat.
That is mind-blowing to me.
My favorite part.
You're explaining to me how women work, bro? Are you kidding me?
I talked to like 4 women in a year. I was with
That is-
100. I was around 100 girls yesterday. What are you talking about?
Crazy to me, bro. You have no place to tell. Where does that come from? Why does he believe that? That's his intuition, which was misguided, told him that all women are transactional and the good girls that he wants only care about money. And so he's trapped in that environment. And he doesn't think, well, there's no reason to improve because all these women just want transactional men, and that's it. That's what they believe. Now, here's the thing. All relationships.
You used to hear these calls when I used to bring guys in the program. My favorite part was when guys would come onto the call and brag to me about how good with women they were. You remember that?
That's wild. The problem is you ask them, hey, can you show any pictures or results, and it's a disaster. They can't because they don't. I'll equate it to this.
I can't tell them that the woman is a prostitute, right?
Yeah, it's really difficult. Like you can, there's a couple guys. They'll be. You can definitely tell this guy's incredibly uncalibrated, but he's pretty wealthy, and he talks about all these girls he hooked up with in Colombia or Panama or whatever, and I'm like, well, in that's not a good example because he would know those were prostitutes. But he'll be in different places, and he doesn't recognize that his girlfriend in LA or his one in Vegas, they're all just hookers. He doesn't see it, in part because he believed in his intuition, which tried to describe to him what a good woman was versus a bad woman, and he trusted his feelings rather than trusting facts. And so you end up in that situation pretty frequently. But yeah, the worst one is
Michael, do you know this is a side topic, but I think it's so true because it's something I have been noticing with my guy friends who are great with women and the guys I talk to who portray that they're good with women. And something that I hear, this is how I know a guy does not understand women, is when he will say things to me like, oh, dude, I could tell when she's interested. Oh, dude, I could tell when she's talking to me and I could see it in her eyes if she's into me. Like, well, did you date her? No. It's like, I know a guy is not good with women when he confuses attention with attraction.
Yeah. So there's a video I made about this previously talking about attention versus compliance and how guys mix this up. And I have a friend of mine, her name is Savannah. Savannah Stagg. She's a pretty famous model. And Savannah I would watch her gaslight men in front of me. Like every guy. So we would go out, me and Savannah are just friends. We've never hooked up, nothing like that. I know I was actually at a Halloween party yesterday with her and her daughter. And so we'll hang out, and she'll do this thing with her big blue eyes. She'll put her arms around a guy, and she'll look in his blue eyes, or she'll look at him with her blue eyes, and look like she wants to make out and all this kind of stuff. And then she just does it for fun because she wants attention. She gives you every possible IOI there is to make you think that she's attracted to you. And if you guys, it's really funny because I set her on Ryan Leonard, my personal assistant. I set her on him, and he was like telling me afterwards, yo, if you didn't tell me, I would think that this girl was super into me. So she would do this all the time. And then the guy would come to me afterwards and be like, hey, you know your friend Savannah? I was like, yeah. He's like, can you give me her number? Because I think we really connected. I feel like she's really into me. And I'm like, bro, I know it's funny. She wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire, bro. She doesn't give a fuck about you. She absolutely doesn't care. And they're like, no, bro, quit being a hater. This girl, she's in love with me. We're going to have kids together. I'm like, she's actually a star. She's not going to have kids with you. She's not, none of this is real. And I'm trying to explain it to him. It's like, no, bro, just give me her number. She's super into me. And this has happened to me so many times with Savannah because she just gaslights these dudes. The attention compliance matrix that I created, it was in part because of her, because I would watch how many, and by the way, same thing, you guys know Nicolette Shea, she's a good friend of mine. Nicolette, if you were to watch Nicolette interact with me, you would think she was going to take me by my hair and drag me into a closet to have sex. She's nothing but IOIs. Nothing. But the problem, and I was joking with her, I'm like, Nicolette, it's been 14 years. We haven't had, we're never gonna have sex. Stop, please stop. Do it, waste your energy on someone else. Don't do it to me. But they like the attention. They like the drug of attention being injected into their arm. And so what they'll do is they'll gaslight the shit out of these guys. And then these guys will come on calls with me and they'll be like, yeah, this girl, she really liked me. And then I asked her to come back to my place and she didn't want to come back, but I know this girl really liked me. I'm like, no, she would have come back to your place if she liked you. I was like, so yeah, this girl really liked me. I was like, so it's been a couple weeks. Have you talked to her? I was like, well, yeah, I messaged her and she didn't message me back because she didn't really like you. She just wanted attention. So guys, here's this is the 50th time I've talked about this, but here's a little refresher for you. The difference between attention and compliance. And compliance always means attraction. Attention sometimes means attraction, but sometimes it doesn't. The difference between attention and compliance. Compliance requires sacrifice. Attention is just words and text messages. Compliance requires sacrifice. So if a woman sends you a nude photo of her, that's attention because it required no sacrifice. She sent that same nude to 16 other dudes, okay? If a woman comes over to your house nude, that requires sacrifice. If a woman cooks for you, that requires sacrifice. If she follows you out to your car and you guys go eat somewhere together, that required her to move her body somewhere and sacrifice. No matter how much she says she likes you, it makes no difference. Attraction is only correlated to compliance, not attention. This is the reason why my clients never get taken advantage of, and they never, like, my clients are the worst ones to go to strip club because they just won't buy dances because they understand the difference between attention and compliance. Okay, now some of the guys, they still want to buy dances for whatever reason because they just like the attention from women back. But if you understand what I'm saying, if people understood the difference between attention and compliance, there would be no strip clubs. They wouldn't exist. There would be no texting the OnlyFans model. That wouldn't exist.
Mike, I know you were in computer radio where I was. This reminds me of a topic, and it's a topic I detest, but I actually want to hear your opinion on it. I actually don't know what it is. There's this concept of assuming attraction. What is your take on that?
So the problem is this. So I can equate almost everything when it comes to the original approach with women to sales, because it's very much it's very similar. It's transactional. So this is a big problem. I was looking up today all the criticisms of my program. I was trying to see if there were any like fair criticisms, and one of the criticisms was that my program just teaches you superficial ways of showing attraction, but it doesn't focus on like real, long-term, less superficial ideas. And the answer is they're correct and incorrect at the same time. In the beginning, in an unfamiliar environment, we are superficial. Even if a guy meets another guy, he's going to look at, this dude's built, or what kind of, he's got a Daytona Rolex on. He's going to look at superficial things in an unfamiliar environment. In a familiar environment, that's when you're like, I want to kiss her. Oh my God, she cleaned my whole house. Like, that's in a familiar environment. Then you get to less surface level things, and you get more into things that are less shallow. That's what happens. So the confusion about my program is we're talking about men being attracted to women because nobody knows how to do this, and there's nothing but bad advice on this. What I say is going to sound shallow because it's such a misunderstood topic. Now, with that being said, in sales, you guys ever dealt with someone who's like a baseball player who's like superstitious? Okay, they put a necklace and then they do this thing with their hands, and then they put and they're superstitious in the way they hit. They wear the same batting glove or whatever. You ever met a sales guy who's like this too? The people that I've met that have had the nuttiest beliefs I've ever heard of are sales guys because they just need outrageous levels of confidence. I think it was Tom Bilyeu who said this. It's like, whatever you need to believe in order to make you the best you can. Like, do you understand how delusional you have to be to play wide receiver in the NFL and get hit the way those guys do? You have to be so delusional that you literally have to be more sure of your talent than your talent actually reach. In order to do that, when you get popped and you're damn near unconscious, you get up because you have this delusional level of confidence.
Thank you.
You're assuming you're going to be an NFL player. You're assuming the sale if you're a sales guy, right? And in this case, you're assuming attraction with women. Can it be helpful? Sometimes. It can be helpful if you're a guy who just doesn't attract women and you have a horrible negative mindset, you have a victim mentality. Assuming women are attracted to you could actually be helpful. I think what I teach is more helpful, but it could be helpful. Here's the thing, I never assume attraction, and I get tons of attraction. The reason why I don't have to assume attraction is because you guys are using astrology to figure out whether women are attracted to you, and I'm not. I'm using compliance. Your astrology is just, she touched her hair, and oh my God, she said these nice words about me. It's astrology. It's none of it true. There's no correlation to reality. It's your IOI. For me, I'm like, hey, a group of us are going to go out here to Peppermill. We're going to have to do very much. I'm incredible. You want to come? And she puts her arm in my arm and she leaves. The compliance I receive has a 1-to-1 correlation with attraction. The attention you receive does not. That's where the confusion happens. So because I use compliance versus attention, I don't need to assume attraction. I don't need to. I've also had to
think that on the flip side of that, guys will always assume not interested in not doing it.
So the answer is to say whatever her attraction is towards you. The answer is to assume that her attraction is in superposition, and from quantum physics, it is she is both attracted and not attracted at the same time until you discover what reality is. It's Heisenberg's certain differences. So the metaphor I try to use is this. When I play basketball and I'm at the top of the key with the ball, do I care if the defense is trying to stop me? Of course I don't. I don't care what the defense is. I'm still going to score. So when the girl meets me, I don't care if she's trying to first met her. Remember, pickup, dating apps, and going direct for women who are already attracted to you. Social circle and MOA are not attracted to you. Women who are out of it, women who are outrageously attracted. That's what my interest is. And so I don't care if she's attracted to me, so I don't feel, or I assume attraction, but I don't also feel like, oh no, I don't feel anything. I go into it fully present, nothing but gratitude. And every time I talk to a girl, I look at her and I'm like, man, I'm so happy for her. She's about to have the best night. Whenever I'm on a date with a girl and she's looking at my passenger seat, I look at her and I'm like, yo, this girl is about to have the best night of her. She's about to have the best night she's ever had. That's literally what it is. And if she gets up and leaves, she does that not no, if she gets up and leaves, because she may get up and leave, if she gets up and leaves, it doesn't go well, it really happens. If that does happen, I look at her and what's your beauty? You know, I feel disappointed for her. I'm just disappointed for her because she missed out on an incredible, incredible experience. I've said this before and I will keep saying it. I haven't done this. I don't think most women should sleep with guys on the first date. I think it's too simple. You shouldn't sleep with guys on the first date. But if a woman sleeps with me on the first date, that doesn't mean she has a good date. Because most dudes are creepy and I'm not. I totally understand why women would sleep with me on the first date because I know what I'm doing. These other guys are weird as shit. This girl was so effective. But it's true. I don't blame a woman for wanting to sleep with me on the first date. That's normal. I understand the mechanism. I understand that attraction is just mathematics. And I just do things that way until they're famous enough or famous enough. I didn't say fame. Relevancy, I didn't say fame. Fame is not one of the attractions. Relevancy, competency, access to scarce resources, locations, network. Again, if I have a restaurant and I have girls come to my restaurant and I make incredible food and I don't have a huge social media following, then afterwards some of the people who work at Access or whatever give me a front table on stage and I take the girl with me and the girls see me, I have access to scarce resources, I'm confident in my job, I'm relevant. If they see that and that generates attraction, there's no fame. There's no fame at all. There's some social proof, but there's no fame. And so that's the thing. You understand these attraction triggers. And I understand how attraction works. So because of that, because there's such a refusal for other people, especially the mainstream media, to understand why is that happening? Because when women say it, it's different, and that doesn't make women look flattering. Sometimes so people want to ignore this because I don't ignore it. Basically, to make a PhD level study of it. That's the reason why we're always going to have thousands of guys joining MLA because the world is teaching the opposite of good advice. Right? So go back to assuming attraction. I don't mind if you assume attraction if you want to do so. What I would recommend instead of assuming attraction is that you just compliance, you learn to understand the compliance loops. Tristan and I just made modules going over different types of compliance loops. I've gone with one of our coaches for immersion teaches compliance. Just understanding compliance. If you understand compliance and you get compliance, you never have to go. You never have to worry about rejection. You never have to worry about confirmation. You never have to worry about LMR. You never have to worry about it because you're generating attraction. This is the last thing we say about this. When you use compliance, you have compliance loops. Not only can you tell where you are in the interaction with the woman, you're also generating attraction with the woman because she's becoming more invested. Look up Florence Nightingale effect, and then look up the Benjamin Franklin effect. The more invested a person becomes in you, the more they retcon in their mind, retroactively. The more they focus somebody being confident, they will retcon their attraction to you. They will retcon your high status. There's a situation. No more confidence. I just gave it all away.
Yeah, no, I think stop it. I wanted to go back to something you said earlier. I actually feel that a lot of our clients fall into this category. Objective metric is one of those attractive benefits. Yeah. Good looking, like, to have a different role every day.
He's kind of a weirdo, but yeah.
Agreed.
Well, it's because Russell Wilson doing the things that he was taught made him, although I think Russell Wilson is a good football player, regardless of whether or not he plays. It's just that he's really talented individual. Mind in the last couple years, he started to suck. He was a really, really good player. I think with Future, it's like he's this guy you can see in the deck, and he has those very, very strong boundaries. It's very clear if Sierra as the Tessa. It was very clear to Sierra when she met you that Future's not the kind of guy who waits. it was very clear to Sierra when she met Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is the guy who can get to wait for her. Does that make sense? And so because of one line talk about
if anything, Russell Wilson might even be more famous and richer than higher status than me.
I think so. Let's just say they're on the exact same level, in the exact same level as well. Even if they were, the difference is mechanisms. So for instance, Russell Wilson is loyal. God and man is loyal. Those are supposed to be attractive qualities. So she sees that and she makes him wait. Future is not loyal. He is the definition of not loyal. He is every meme about a man not being loyal. It's a picture of Future. That is the definition of not being loyal. And with him, and you want to know why? Because she's more stimulated and more attracted to him because he maintains his values and maintains his boundaries with her. And he was a little bit more elusive. And from her standpoint, she clearly understood that this guy had other options. He was not the type of person who women got to make him. That's essentially what it is. Russell, it's like, I'll give you Russell when Sarah saw Russell. He was like, I can get him to be a great father for my kid.
Damn
If
it.
I get him to like settle down with me, and he's probably not putting it all over the internet that he has options. We know Russell has options with him, and he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but he probably doesn't show it to the level that Future does, and because of that, Future gets the bonus of making the options. I think that's partially what it is.
But that's because of his portrayal
It's also comparative. Remember, Future is the constant and they're both the variables. So when we compare them to each other in regards to Sierra, yes, one guy had to wait and take care of another man's baby. That's where you get the alpha beta demo.
Okay, sweet. So when we so I see this a lot with guys when they speak to me, and I kind of fall in this trap sometimes, where you kind of obviously do this kind of thing. You understand psychology, you understand the attraction triggers, you obviously understand the dating crisis, of why dating apps are rigged, etc. It does have this unintended effect. It does have
We've got to secure that objective!
Yeah. He was willing to split it. Okay. I'm going to say the same thing. Because when we post that, we try to keep it to about a quarter of the girls that end up looking somewhere in Singapore. And by the way, just so you know, if we didn't do that, it'd be 100% of the girls because those are the only ones that want to go on the shows. If because of the girls that want to do that, when we listen to them, I love Jessica Aaron as a person. We took all the girls to dinner the other day. She's so sweet. She's such a nice person to talk to. But I also know that I wouldn't want to date her. And then when I listen to what she says about you need a man who's strong enough to let me go fuck other men on camera while he stays at home and doesn't see other women. Now it's not an abstract red flag anymore. It's physical. It's tacit. It's right there in front of me. It's implicit. It's right there in front of me. I see the red flag, just like her red hair. I see it, and because of that, my discernment on who I'm with becomes way more violent because I chose to be less judgmental. Does that make sense? And so that's the.
Yo, Master Queef, I'm up top. 837. I'm up top, bro. Can you help me out? Damn, Shorty. Can you help me out?
We are dragging you outside the combat zone.
Damn it. I want to steal it. They wouldn't handle me stealing that, Joe.
Cover me! I need a fucking medic!
I fui. What's up, bro? Thank you for the follow. Yo, yo, yo.
Frag out!